But no doubt, exercise
Yeah.
is extremely helpful. I know if I take a long walk, I feel much better after the walk than I did before.
For sure.
It. I don't do it enough. I need to do it more. I need to start practicing what I preach.
Yeah, I do it regularly.
you
If
do
I
it
don't,
regularly.
it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I feel the difference. If I take a couple of days off, there's this creeping level of anxiety that enters into me.
Yeah.
This weird discomfort with the world.
Mm-hmm.
And when I exercise, that goes away.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, it's real clear. It's
Yeah.
like just as a physical medicine, it's something that I need to do.
It's definitely the first stop if you're trying to get rid of depression.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
for sure.
so bizarre that a culture that makes things like psilocybin illegal legalizes opiates. Legalizes prescription use of opiates, and if you've seen any of the like the Netflix series Painkiller is a great example of what they did to get the entire country on board with this idea that pain is something you should manage with opiates on a regular basis and stay on it.
Terrible idea.
It's nuts.
Terrible idea.
It's nuts. And that same culture making psilocybin.
And very often what happens is that the individual who's been prescribed opiates for pain, the doctor withdraws a prescription, then they have to go on the black market to acquire it.
Yeah, if they become addicted and they start abusing it, then they have to go find it somewhere else. And that's where you get all
the whole thing is a disastrous mess. At my age, which is now 73, I can't avoid being aware that my time on this planet is limited. My work, my studies, my experiences over the years have left me with absolutely no fear of death. I do regard it as the beginning of the next great adventure. It's something that I think is going to be fascinating and interesting. But can I just finish?
Please, yeah.
I fear pain. I do fear pain, really severe pain, the pain of a lingering, terrible cancer, for example. If I found myself in that situation, that's an appropriate situation to take opiates. They're heroin and heroin derivatives can be useful in the management of pain, but otherwise I would steer completely clear of them. But yeah, the next great adventure.
What do you think that is? When you say the next great, where are you getting this belief from, and what do you think it is?
A lot of it comes from the work I've done with ayahuasca over the years. It goes back to a near-death experience I had in my late teens, massive electric shock. I left my body, was up around the light, saw myself slumped on the floor, and then I came back into my body. But from that moment, I doubted whether I am just my body or whether there's more to me than that, more to all of us than that. Ancient Egyptian ideas about this realm being a theater of experience where we come to learn and to grow and to develop. We're obliged constantly, every day, to make choices, and those choices define us. And those choices may be very small or they may be very large, but we are learning, hopefully, from these. And I just don't think that this is an accident. This is my belief system. I don't commit to any of the monotheistic faiths, but this is my belief system, that this is a special place, that we are here to learn and to grow and to develop in a world that has consequences, where there will be consequences to the decisions that we make. I like the Buddhist idea of going through multiple incarnations and eventually reaching a state of perfection where you embrace nirvana. But some come back, the bodhisattvas. They choose not to go to nirvana. They come back as teachers to teach human beings how to better and improve their lives.
That idea is uniquely terrifying to people, that you live life over and over again until you get it right. And I don't necessarily understand why, because I have the initial impulse to be terrified of it as well, but yet I really enjoy life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even all of the bad experiences and mistakes that I've made, I really wish I didn't make them, but I did, and they make me who I am today.
And you learned from them.
I learned from them. I understand life better because of mistakes.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And, people oftentimes dwell on mistakes and think that defines them. And it can be a real problem, particularly with young people that are insecure, that have had like some sort of a disastrous thing happen, like business failure, being fired, become a drug addict, go to jail, whatever it is, steal something. And then you're defined by the worst mistakes that you've made, and that becomes you forever.
Which you may have made in a state of complete immaturity where you didn't even really fully understand what you were doing.
Oftentimes is the case. And, even older people that make mistakes, like this idea that you should know by a certain time. Like, look, this is a constant evolving adventure that we're all on. And if you're a person who's 35 years old and you feel like, oh my God, how could I fuck this up so bad at 35? I'm such a loser. Like, no, this is just what happens with humans. These are mistakes. Like, people make mistakes, and you got to be able to rebound and learn from it. And that's the process of growth. And that's the only way it gets to you.
It's the only way it gets to you, and it's really important to be able to make mistakes and to learn from them. And that's another problem with leadership, which is that the whole leadership structure seeks to protect us from making our own sovereign decisions about our lives. To deny us the opportunity to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes. We've all got to be these perfect creatures that go through life producing and consuming and not causing any trouble.
I think in regards to drugs, there is a realization, there's a reality rather, that if we do make drugs legal for everyone, there are going to be people who try drugs that would not try them if they were illegal.
Perhaps
because now they are sanctioned. And that there will be a period of time where human beings are going to have to figure out what to do and what not to do and adjust. And hopefully they could do this without propaganda. Hopefully they could do this without drug commercials that tell them what's good and what's bad. I mean, the fact that we still allow them to advertise drugs on television is so bizarre, because what they're doing is romancing you into the idea that this is your solution. And oftentimes it's for people that are depressed, or for people that, and then you see these people at the cookout having a great time because they took this pill.
I know.
And you're like, I want to go to the cookout.
It's propaganda.
But it's strange that is legal, because human beings are so easily influenced by advertising, by having something associated with joyous music and these images of people having this festive gathering and laughing together, and you're in a dark place and you see that and like, that's what I want. And it's just trickery, this weird game that we're allowed to play on people.
It's money-making trickery. That's what it is. I mean, the pharmaceutical companies are the biggest drug pushers in the world.
Literally,
and they get full governmental support. In order to do that. Why are antidepressants out there? Because people get less efficient when they're depressed. So antidepressants make them, perhaps, although I don't think antidepressants work, they certainly didn't work for me, perhaps make them more malleable, more amenable members of society. Alcohol isn't too much of a threat to society. It's a very dangerous drug. It causes thousands of deaths. It causes violence. It causes road accidents. But it doesn't challenge the status quo.
Right.
Hey, woman, since your man ain't got no heart, what you going to our apartment tonight? I'll show you a real man.
There you go.
What? Fuck you. Hey, woman, since your man ain't got no heart, what you going to our apartment tonight? I'll show you a real man.
There you go.
What? Fuck you.